This movie has Death as the main villain, and it's low-key DreamWorks' best movie that they've ever made. So let me tell you why. This movie opens up to our classic Puss in Boots we've come to love over the years, and it's an instant banger with the favorite Fearless Hero song.
Who is your favorite fearless hero?
And this song instantly had me jamming out, I'm not gonna lie. And then we get an instant action scene between Puss and a sleeping giant. Puss, he feels invincible and like he can't be touched, but he becomes careless, causing him to lose his 8th life.
The legend will never die.
And we all know cats only have 9 lives, so it's all fun and games until the doctor shows you the tally mark and you realize you're on your literal last chance.
That makes 8, Puss. You are down to your last life.
But Puss in Boots can't accept he's on his last life, so he refuses to retire and he goes to a bar saying he's too good looking to retire. And this is when we meet him, aka the best written DreamWorks villain ever. And get familiar with that ominous whistle because it's bone chilling, and that's when you know he's on his way. And what do you know? This guy is here for Puss in Boots. But Puss in Boots' first thought is he's just a random bounty hunter. So Puss in Boots actually tells him that
Puss in Boots laughs in the face of death.
But he's no match for this guy, and while they fight, he's being taunted.
You're not living up to the legend, Gato.
And I especially love this scene because it shows for the first time that Puss in Boots is actually scared. Like in all the times we've seen him in the Shrek movies or his other movies, he's never been like actually frightened. So I just really appreciated that. And he gets so scared during this fight that he actually just accepts that he's no longer worthy. So he buries his boots and hat and calls it a day, accepting that he's no longer the great Puss in Boots. So he does go to retire. And this scene is actually hilarious. Like he goes to a house with a lady who has like 40 or more cats, and this lady names him Pickles, and Puss in Boots even says,
so this is where dignity goes to die.
like he went from a legend to wearing knitted mittens and eating dry kibble. And it really is a shocking comparison to the fearless hero he was like 5 minutes ago. But while he is withering away, he meets this little weird cat dog thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I love this movie and he might just be the most rewarding part of it. And this little cat dog really just cracks me up. Like he starts to just follow Puss in Boots around and annoy him, and it just drives him nuts. And I really like that comedic and like annoyance dynamic. But unlucky enough for Puss in Boots, Goldilocks and the 3 bears show up looking for him, saying they need him for something. And it's a good thing that Puss has started to let himself go, because otherwise they would have easily caught him. And after narrowly not getting caught by them, he finds out that they are looking for the wishing star.
Find the wishing star.
The wishing star.
Which can grant anyone one wish, and this wish can literally be anything. It could be $1 million, it could be being president, it could literally be anything. So this dude Puss in Boots instantly thinks of getting his 9 lives back.
One wish, 9 lives.
And this leads him to dig up his gear and take off from that old cat lady's house. But for Puss in Boots to get that wish, he has to steal the map from a guy named Big Jack Horner. And let me tell you this guy is absolutely insane. Like he's basically a magic hoarder with a limitless budget and 0 conscience. So Puss in Boots isn't just stealing a map, he's breaking into a fortress filled with every single legendary weapon you've ever heard of. But then the heist gets really complicated because Kitty Softpaws is back, and yes, their chemistry is still elite.
I am double crossing the bears. They tried to hire me earlier today.
Well, they tried to hire me 2 weeks ago. That makes you plan B.
But the professional rivalry and their little moment gets blown into pieces when Goldilocks and the 3 bears literally fall through the roof, and it's like a 3-way war or like a 3-way fight for the map that only ends because the cat dog is accidentally waiting in a getaway carriage. So when Kitty Softpaws and Puss in Boots jump in the back of this carriage, they basically tell the cat dog to
Drive, perro!
But while they're escaping, Puss in Boots catches a glimpse of the wolf in the crowd of people. And that bone-chilling whistle cuts through the music. And don't get me wrong, it's only for a split second, but it completely changes the vibe of the scene from a fun heist to get out of here, I'm scared for my life moment. And really quick, I want to talk about my favorite moment from the escape. And this is in the carriage ride to the dark forest when Kitty thinks Cat Dog is deranged because he's so pure.
I believe you. That's okay, as long as you believe in yourself. What? Is he deranged?
Yep.
But honestly, in a movie about the literal fear of death, his ignorance is bliss energy is the perfect counterweight. Like, he's not just comic relief, he's the only one not losing his mind, and they're going to need that energy because they just reached the entrance to the dark forest. But for a dark forest, it's actually pretty colorful. But wait, when Puss in Boots touches the map, it changes to like a hellish landscape with volcanoes and poison forest, and it's the same for Kitty when she touches the map. They both have like impossible to survive and just very deadly paths. But when the cat dog touches the map, it's basically a Sunday stroll through a pocket full of posies.
Yes. We skip through the pocket full of posies.
What?
Like, I don't know what it is behind it, but it just seems a little bit too easy and too good to be true. And there is a catch, because Puss in Boots and Kitty both try to speed run the path, and they just try to bolt through the pocket full of posies, and this causes the posies to try to kill them. Meanwhile, the cat dog is just enjoying the moment and being there and smelling the posies, and they just let him through like it's nothing. And this scene really is a perfect metaphor for they're so obsessed with the destination that they're literally ignoring the point of the path. And it isn't until they actually stop trying to speedrun it and listen to the cat dog that the path starts to open up.
Don't rush through it. Take your time and really appreciate what's right in front of you.
And this is really where the movie subtly starts to tell you that Puss in Boots' ego is his biggest obstacle, not the villains he goes against. And after they finally stop being hard-headed and listen, they finally make it through the flowers. But the moment Puss in Boots finally starts to let his guard down, even the smallest amount, we hear that whistle again. And as he turns around, he sees the wolf, leading Puss in Boots to have a panic attack where he completely forgets about the map. He forgets about the cat dog. He forgets about Kitty. And he just takes off running. But luckily, the cat dog follows him, finding him behind a tree with his heart beating out of his chest. And the cat dog lays his head on him, trying to calm him down. And it's at this moment that Puss in Boots finally comes clean.
What's going on with you, Puss?
I am down to my last life.
He admits that it is his last life and he's terrified. And this fearless hero mirage that he has going on is officially broken. And it's really ironic that the only thing keeping him grounded is a dog who doesn't even know his own name yet. And 95% of you guys aren't subscribed already. So if you're enjoying this video so far, consider dropping a sub. But the movie doesn't let you sit in that sadness for too long, because while Puss in Boots is having a crisis, the rest of the world is still moving and the map is gone. Jack Horner is still being a menace and the bears are literally minutes away from the wishing star. So if Puss in Boots wants his life back, he has to stop being Pickles and get back in the game. And I'm just gonna start calling cat dog Perrito. That's what they call him in the movie. I don't know if that's his actual name or what, but that's what they call him, so I'm gonna start using that. And it's not even just our crew who's going through a bunch of reality checks. Even Goldilocks gets hit with one when her path through the forest shows her that the perfect family she's wishing for is the one she's literally standing with.
Oh, that was your favourite book. You used to stare at it for hours.
And it really turns her into a tragic character. Like, everyone in this forest is chasing a miracle while ignoring all the good things that they already have. Well, everyone except Jack Horner, because this guy is just a horrible person and all he wants is
all of the magic in the world. For me, and no one else gets any.
all of the magic in the world for himself. Like, this dude is just doing evil for the fun of the game. And it really is just crazy once you realize he has no reason to be doing all this. He literally is just doing it to do it. Then there's the moment where Puss in Boots actually gets the map back and he instantly gets locked into a crystal room that surrounds him. And in this room, there are like screens or like crystals that show him all of his past 8 lives. Like, he's faced with the good, the bad, and everything in between. And Puss really is just living it up. Like, he's singing along with them. He's just having a great time.
You will never die. Tin, 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 tin. One more number.
Until he wasn't, because this scene gets really deep and it's actually just his ego speaking to him. It's like basically telling him, get that wish, go do this, like you don't need anybody else. And it's telling him this so we can get back to being the guy who thinks he's immortal. But then right whenever he's leaving, the wolf appears, calling all of Puss in Boots' last lives last deaths, and how he was there for all of them, revealing that he is
I'm death, straight up.
and how he hates the idea of 9 lives, and having 9 lives is absurd, and he especially dislikes how Puss in Boots didn't value any of them. And the vibe immediately shifts from getting the map back and then having a great time with his past lives, and then just to a straight horror movie. And this is when Puss in Boots just takes off running for his life. Like, he's no longer thinking about the map or the wishing star, he is just running for his life. So when Kitty and Perrito see him running with the map, they assume the worst.
Where's he going?
And since he's kept the wolf hidden, it looks like he's taking the map and the wish all for himself. Like, he isn't just running from death anymore. He just officially lost the only 2 people who cared about him in this moment of panic. And weirdly enough, then we cut to Goldie and the bears, and then her brother bear confronts her about what her wish actually is.
I'm getting a family! That's what! A proper family! Then everything will be just right.
And this scene really hits hard because for Goldie, her just right is literally just getting rid of them. And I really do feel bad for the bears at this moment because they didn't deserve this after everything they've done for her. And it's crazy how the movie makes you feel bad for literal bears. But once everyone reaches the wishing star, the tension is at an all-time high. Like, Puss in Boots and Kitty finally have that moment of truth where he has to admit why he's been acting so crazy. Like, he finally actually tells her the truth.
I am on my last life. I need to get my lives back.
Like, he's on his last life and he's terrified. And she says,
Go on. Get your lives back. Just keep them out of mine.
And this is the first time we see the fearless hero completely stripped of his ego, and this makes their bond feel way more real. And of course, here comes everybody else jumping down to the wishing star, essentially turning this wish into a battle royale for the map, and everyone is conflicted. I mean, like, even Goldie realizes the life she wants has been right in front of her the whole time. But the movie doesn't give any of them a happy ending yet, because here comes that whistle again. Then the wolf steps onto the platform, sparking his swords and causing a fire to surround him and Puss in Boots. And it's like everything else goes quiet and the rest of the world just disappears, leaving Puss in Boots to face his own mortality. But this time, Puss doesn't run. When the wolf kicks him the sword and says,
"Pick it up,"
Puss doesn't do it for the glory or the legend. He does it because he finally values the one life he has left. And yes, the fight choreography here is insane, but it's actually the dialogue that wins in my opinion. Like when Puss in Boots says,
I know I can never defeat you, Lobo, but I will never stop fighting for this life.
and him saying this was like genius. Like, it literally almost changes the wolf's mind. And like, this is also the moment we realize death was never really there to kill him. He was there to break Puss in Boots and make him realize that there's way more to life than being that fearless hero. So seeing death actually walk away,
you know we will meet again, right?
Sí, hasta la muerte.
it's peak storytelling, and oh my god, here comes Little Jack. And thankfully this fight doesn't last for long because the bears and Team Friendship come together and defeat Little Jack Horner, and they also destroy the Last Wish map. But I was really getting tired of seeing this guy, and I was so happy to see him get defeated. Also, in the middle of all of this chaos, we finally got a name for our little cat dog friend, and meet Perrito. And believe it or not, I was right. He chooses to go by the name that they were jokingly calling him all movie.
You know, if it's the same to you, I think I'll just stick with Perrito. I kind of like it.
And it literally just means little dog, which is perfect because he doesn't need a grand title to be the MVP of this movie. And the fact that he accepts a simple name while Puss in Boots lets go of his legendary fearless hero name is the perfect way to wrap up their character arcs. And at the end of the day, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a movie that had no business being this deep. Like, we came for the classic cat we saw in all of the Shrek movies growing up, but we left with a story about morality, found family, and learning to appreciate the things that we already have. And they somehow almost made me tear up over a dog named Perrito. And this isn't just like DreamWorks' best movie. In my opinion, it's one of the best animated films over the last decade, and I will die on that hill. Also, I need to know, did you love this movie as much as I did? Drop a comment and let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious and keep the conversation going.